Why does it always need to be about you? Like, it's not about you, let's be real. Hi everybody, it's DNJA.
My name is Dooley.
And my name is Justin. As promised, we're gonna do a Q&A video for you. Wow, you guys had some really interesting questions, and we love to interact with you, per usual. We love that we finally have a great set of followers to be really interactive with as YouTube content creators. We absolutely love our internet family.
So before we proceed to answering all of your questions, we want to give a huge shout out to Nicholas, who is also a YouTube content creator, and he is from Hawaii. Please, everyone, share some love and support on his channel. It's really amazing, and we'll put the link down below in the description box for all of you.
So without further ado, let's get started with our Q&A.
So the first question is from our very own Bridget.
Hi Bridget!
We truly love your feedback in the comment section, and we thank you so much for providing us your insightful messages, and we really do appreciate your presence. So Bridget asks, how do you handle difficult situations where you both are faced with a really big argument? I can see how you both are an excellent team, and it must have taken a lot of work to get to this stage of comfortability. I'm very much interested to hear more about your relationship. To be honest with you, it took a while for us to figure out the dynamic in our relationship. Both of us were raised in a traditional household. Towards the beginning of our relationship, we did have a lot of our rocky moments, and the two of us had our fair share of toxic behaviors. And we also resorted to horrible argument tactics merely because of what we saw growing up. And just to be completely honest with you, there was a point in time where we absolutely hit rock bottom in terms of arguments in our relationship. We talked about it and we were like, honestly, if we want to make our relationship work, then we need to be conscious and to be more aware and mindful of our own behaviors and how we talk to each other.
It's really interesting because our conscious mind doesn't really fully develop until during puberty. So throughout our childhood development, everyone absorbs knowledge through their subconscious. So as children, we develop characteristics such as coping mechanisms, conflict management skills, and self-worth, all because of what we see and what we observe. Based on how we were both raised, we were raised actually in very similar disciplinary style. We were shown that in a relationship there is one leader and one follower, which we now know is false. This only leads to dynamic problems and power struggles. Both lovers should have an equal say. Essentially, as we grew up, as we got into a relationship, what happened was we were mirroring the atmosphere that we were raised in. When we hit rock bottom, we realized that the only solution was not to blame our parents or the generations before them or society, but the only way to solve everything was to educate ourselves and to be aware. Be aware of our own toxic tendencies, be aware of our own behaviors, and the way we're wired. In order to fully break out of a habit, consciousness has to be in tune with your subconscious, so you could understand your levels of neuroticism, etc. Basically, what helped us was attending workshops, doing our research, listening to podcasts, and continuing to practice mindfulness. And we also had a lot of check-ins with ourselves, with our close circle of friends, with our family members, and we also have healthy outlets such as YouTube, which is really kind of the glue that holds us together. And honestly, it provides us with so much purpose and happiness because we look forward to being together because we get to create something spectacular for you all.
And it's very cathartic. So this isn't a topic that we would usually talk about since it's so personal. We figured that it would help and possibly even inspire others to not settle for with the hand that they're given, but to push themselves to be the best version of themselves day in and day out. So long story short, focus on the now, focus on the present, and remedy the issues that are present today, and create a better path for future generations that are yet to come, so that they don't have to go through the same hardships.
The next question is from Stan Oral. How much of your life is documented and shared here, and how much is kept a secret? So baby, let's keep a secret, a little bit scandalous. To be honest, not a lot. We also have our full-time jobs. We also have family dinners. We actually got home from one right now. We're also students, spend a lot of time studying and being in class. I know those are a lot of key components in our life that isn't incorporated onto this YouTube channel, and we promise that we'll share a little bit more. However, these private moments in our life will definitely not be a reoccurring theme on our channel because it is very special to us and we want to live it for what it is, which is essentially spending quality time with the people that we love and working hard on our craft.
This next question is from Eddie Sanderson. Hi Eddie.
Hi Eddie.
How do you decide who sings which part and who does the backup vocals in certain parts of the song? Do you clash in the creative process? And how do you find a happy balance? Thank you so much for your question, Eddie. In terms of the whole creative process, I take lead in arranging the track for the song that we're going to be doing.
What that is basically creating all the instruments. So all the instruments that you hear that is being played is by this very talented gentleman right
and
here.
You're going to do this very soon.
It's a process, darling. Dewey is essentially the musical director. Like, he'll literally split the lyrics because he knows our voices and we know our voices, and I trust that he knows my voice and where it would sound good on this line or in this note.
Based on our vocal type.
Yeah, so Dewey is a strong tenor. He hits high notes like nothing. Whereas my voice, I can hit high notes too. I can get it too. But it requires me a little bit more effort. So on certain parts where it just goes really high and we need a little bit of a more free tone, the Dewey will take it and I'll layer it with some harmonies.
And in terms of mixing and mastering the vocals, this guy does it. When we first started our YouTube channel, we used to clash a lot in terms of like the creative process and just in general too. Now that we know, we're more mindful. Whenever I'm working on something, Justin needs to peace. And then when it's his turn to work on something, then I need to bounce.
You need a dip.
You better lay low.
Just kidding. The next question is from our very special friend, Rebecca Joy. Hi, Rebecca! She asked if we have a cool echo sound effect that we add into our vocals. And yes, we put in reverb. We actually layer our vocals twice. Like 2 lead vocals, and at the same time we layer it like 10 million times with harmonies.
Next question is from Dangerous Woman 52016. And this person asks, is the Thinking About You music video coming out soon?
Nala Lee Panda Princess asks, Hi Nala!
Hi Nala!
How do you guys feel after seeing all the hate for the LGBT community?
Don't even get us started.
We feel very upset, Nala. Let's be real. We are not happy about all the hatred that's going on. On a positive note, it also brings about so much motivation from within. We are so inspired and motivated by many other activists in our community to continue to resist and spread inspiration, whether that's on YouTube, whether that's to the person next door, to everywhere we go.
And that also means all of you should definitely do the same.
Yeah, we want you guys to do the same.
This next person is Preston. Hi Preston! And Preston asks, who inspired you to make a YouTube channel? There are a number of people who have inspired us to create our YouTube channel. Jake Zyrus, of course, which most of you have already known through our previous vlogs, and Superwoman, aka Lily Singh. We love her to death. And of course, we love to sing and perform. And this is essentially the main platform where we get to share our craft and what we love doing the most.
This next question is from Carl Davidson, and Carl asked, let's find your comment, Carl. Have you traveled much, vacations with the family as kids or together as adults? If so, where have you been and where would you like to go? Great question, Carl. For myself, I've only been around the States. I haven't really left the country, but I've been to Arizona, Las Vegas, San Francisco, and here in Southern California, which is where I live. I didn't really get to travel a lot as a kid, only because I grew up in a low-income household and it was never part of our lifestyle. But Dewey and I are gonna change that. So my goal is for Dewey and I to work so hard that we get to go on trips and just enjoy life and spread positivity, not only here in our community, but definitely around the world, worldwide. Worldwide domination is the goal.
I was fortunate enough to travel quite a bit with my family, but I just want to point out that I obviously feel grateful every time when my family and I would go on a trip together. Don't get me wrong. But there were times throughout, each trip where I would never really have a good time because my dad is low-key, high-key, such a high neurotic, and would always make everything on our itinerary so stressful. It's like, come on, what's the purpose of going on a vacation if you're gonna stress it over like such little things? Like, relax for a little bit and just enjoy the moment.
Relax! Meditate. Take deep breaths in and deep breaths out.
So Dad, if you're watching this, I hope you're taking notes. My family and I, we've traveled to Korea, Vietnam, Hawaii, shout out to Nicholas again, and of course, New York.
And he was from Australia, where there were kangaroos.
Keep asking more questions, we love them.
It honestly keeps us so motivated to keep this YouTube channel going. If you like this video, of course, per usual, give it a big thumbs up and click the subscribe button. We love to see our subscribers numbers growing because it shows us that our internet family is growing as well.
And we promise to be vulnerable and raw with all of you, and of course, we're gonna be true to ourselves. And please remember to spread light and positivity into someone else's day, because yes, we do need it in this world. We are so happy and eternally grateful to have you in our lives. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's vlog. We'll be back really soon. But with that being said, we're gonna go now. Bye!